Alright, so we trimmed up some of the carbon here. I had some tabs right here I bought from CJRC to do the head pad surrounds, but I think I'm gonna do something like this. I like it. I think it's gonna work good. So I think we're gonna do something like this. I think aesthetically looks better. So let's kind of cut the one out for this side here, and then I'm just gonna do one in the center. This one in the center is just gonna have one. These will probably be open, but yeah, let's cut out the other one. All right, so I trimmed up some of this carbon panel a little bit, get a little better fit up, and then as y'all can see up here, started adding these tabs for the head surround. Okay, head padding is extremely important. In the case of things going sideways, you bouncing around. If you hit your head on the cage, it can cause a concussion, possibly kill you with a brain bleed. So companies like DSP and a few others make head surrounds, okay? So what you do is you make a template, and then they will wrap it a certain thickness that you need to keep your head centered of the seat type of deal. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take some sheet metal and I'm gonna make the plates, and we're gonna use some riv nuts, and so you'll be able to screw those pads to these tabs, okay? So they will be removable. I'm not doing any on the outside right there, just in the center and the two sides. The one in the center is just basically a head pad. But yeah, I think it's gonna work out pretty good. That's what we've been working on, and pretty happy with it. So let's keep trucking. All right, guys, we're back at it. Today is technically the 1st. I hope everybody had a happy new year, was safe, didn't do anything crazy. Hopefully y'all aren't nursing too bad of a hangover. We went to a friend's house, had a good time, stuff like that, but today's my last day off. We're going back to work, so let's try and do something productive. Yesterday, I went ahead and got these strips mounted here for the head pads, for the head containment. And so what I'm gonna do is these head pads are gonna be able to be bolted in with a 1/4 and I'm gonna use riv nuts. So what I'm gonna do is take some of my sheet metal here, and I'm gonna make a metal backing, okay? A metal plate that goes here. And what's gonna happen is that plate's gonna have riv nuts in it, so I'll bolt through this to the plate itself, and that's gonna hold the head pad, secure it to that, and it'll be removable. So that's a pretty simple little trick. I'm gonna use riv nuts. So for those of you that don't know what riv nuts are, these are riv nuts, okay? And it works like a rivet. You use this tool right here. You drill your hole, you put them in there, and as you work it, it crushes the bottom of it right here, holds it secured, and it gives you threads, as you can see, to put a fastener in it. These are 1/4, which is a good size. These are cheap. You know, this is Amazon stuff. Super cheap, super convenient. So we need to go ahead and get that stuff done, get it knocked out. And we have a few other things to address, but one thing at a time. So let's work on getting these plates cut out. Let's make a template. Let's get it put together. All right, y'all, so y'all see me playing with the new gimbal. You kind of see it follow me around. I think that's going to help, especially being a one-man band, having to move the phone all over the place. I do still need microphones. That'll eventually come. They're not cheap, and race car parts. So, you see, I told you we're making the head pad plates right here. And so that's what we're working on. You can see I have it cut out and I have holes marked. These are not the right holes, but I moved the head pad up. That's why y'all saw me sit in the truck. I was gauging where the helmet and everything was gonna be. So I made the decision to push it up, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna take these out. I'm gonna punch a guide hole with a center punch. We're gonna drill it, and then we're gonna drill out to the right size for these riv nuts. And we're gonna get the riv nuts put in there. I need to get some quarter turn fasteners. I'll probably run to the store and grab some quarter turn fasteners so we can actually bolt these in. You know, they don't have padding or anything on them yet, but we're gonna bolt them in and stuff like that. So let's go. All right, so y'all saw me get this fitted up and such. I have just two random bolts I had here, 1/4 just to hold it up there for now. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna trim this down a little bit, get a little better fit up. It fit good when I dropped it down, but the deal is I moved it up. Like I said, for head placement, we moved it up. So I'm gonna just because it's gonna bother me, you won't see it, but I'm gonna get that line right. Like I said, we got our riv nuts put in there, which I showed y'all how I do it. Like I said, it's a little tool from Amazon. It's nothing crazy, but man, it makes it super nice. So I need to make the template for the center here, and then the template for this other side. So now that I kind of have a base measurement that I go off of, I know no matter what, it's going to be 6 inches tall. So the only thing we have to change is the width, essentially, depending on where we're mounting it. But for my particular application, I'm making them 6 inches. That's just what I think will work best. So that's why we did that. But yep, that's where we're at. It's cool, man. We're just building something out of nothing. That's it's pretty rewarding. Pretty rewarding when you watch it all come together. You know, I mean, look at this thing as a whole. It's pretty nuts. It's still pretty surreal to sit back and look at. So let's keep going. All right, we're back again. I have microphones to hopefully help with the sound and stuff like that, other than me coughing right there in y'all's ear. I'm very excited to try these out. It's a little weird. I'm trying to get used to having something clipped onto my hat. But my thought process on this is I can talk to y'all while I work and kind of explain what's going on instead of me talking, working, and time-lapse, and right back to talking and working. We'll still do time-lapse and stuff, of course, but this way it kind of gives me a chance to talk. So, you know, I could have used these right here when I was building these head pads up here for head containment, but I would have had to set my phone way over there, and you wouldn't have heard me clearly way over here, so just wasted footage. So we're going to look to step up our game as far as that goes, because this is not even close to the last video that we'll ever make. So just trying to get more comfortable with it now, and then whenever we're racing and stuff, we're going to use them more too. So we need to be comfortable and fluid and using all this stuff already. So I got the head containment stuff done. I need to get some 1/4-20 screws. I might run to the hardware store and pick some up. That way we can secure them. But I do need to finish welding these ribbon strips that's holding it in and get the screws, and we get that bolted in. And we just mark another thing off the list. Also need to get bolts for the drive shaft enclosure. Okay, I need to get some 3/8x16 bolts on that. And then we're going to move on. I'm probably going to try and do some carbon. Back here in the area between the number 1 bar and the 4-link brackets here. As far as will I make it removable or not is the question. I am not 100% sure. I also really still need to figure out some dry sump tank mounting stuff. I procrastinated that long enough. Hammer Concepts, man. Brian Hammer went above and beyond to help us out on the steering tie rod situation. And what I mean by that is the Strange kit was just not good at all for what we have. Even though we have a Strange rack, it did not pair good with the TRZ spindles, and I don't like how they make the kit. I think it's completely useless. And I'll be honest with y'all, it's an expensive kit, and I don't know about y'all, but when I buy a kit, I expect you to be able to use everything supplied in the kit to do the job that it's intended to do. This was a Strange tie rod kit. It come with 4 Heims. 2 of them are the wrong size because the billet steering arms from TRZ is 1/2-inch holes. The Heims that come with, I believe, are 3/8. And it comes with like a 124 wall tube that you're supposed to tap. Now the problem with that is not only do you need a right hand tap, but you need a left hand tap as well. And I don't know about y'all, but you ain't finding a left hand tap local, and it ain't cheap either. So not only do you have to pay a bunch for the kit, but now I have to go buy more tools required to even get to the point of building the kit. So it just rubbed me wrong. I returned it, no problem. And Hammer got me fixed up. Some chromoly, some welding, left and right hand threaded bungs, the correct size Heims, like phenomenal, over the top, zero issue. So we're waiting on that to come in. But like I said, we have tons of stuff. And I'm not sure if we are going to, I'm not sure if we're going to shoot for this or not, but I'll throw it out there in the world. Earl Schexnayder Racing is my transmission guy. He takes care of all my transmission stuff. I've never had an issue. It's phenomenal. I'll be a customer of his until the day he decides he don't want to do this stuff no more. But he's got Mr. Wesley, which is our regional or area or however you call it, NHRA inspector, doing cage shirts on the 18th of this month. Now, that's just a few weeks away. Can I get it started right now as it sits? Yes. Do I want to rush it together enough to get it up in the trailer and go do it? I'm not sure. That's what I'm weighing heavy on. Do I think it'd be like a little extra boost of motivation? You know, hey, we got our 6.0 cert. You know what I mean? Like, we actually did this deal. So, I don't know yet. I'm going to kind of simmer on it, and I'll let y'all know what we decide to do or whatever, because I know y'all are excited to see it get done too. But this is where we sit right now. So I'm going to go get some hardware for the drive shaft enclosure and the head containment pads that I built. This way, as soon as I get back, we can start welding it out, getting the work done, and all that jazz. I did break down and upgrade welding hoods, and y'all see that whenever it comes in, because this Harbor Freight one that I have, I don't even know where I set it down at. I'm going to tell you right now, the sensors on that thing is terrible, and I flash myself at least 30, 35 times a day when I'm working on it, and that's just not cool. How I haven't woke up in the middle of the night with my eyes burning and on fire yet, I have no idea. So instead of keep pushing my luck, damaging my eyes, which is kind of important, we went ahead and stepped up. This is not going to be the last thing we ever weld. We still weld on the daily here, on this, other things. So I think it was a necessary deal. So I'm going to show y'all that when that comes in. That's going to be pretty sweet. So I'm going to go get some hardware, and yeah, we'll be back. All right, so I got two ribbon strips just kind of clamped on here, cut. Like I said, we're trying to get this part of the floor carboned up, so we need ribbon strips, and it takes forever. I didn't video me cutting them. Y'all, we went over this. I don't want to get repetitive and boring, so I like to try and bring fresh content. So I kind of skip past the boring stuff. You see I cut one, it's all kind of bent up. I got to straighten it back out because all I have left is double-sided ribbon strips, and I need singles. So all I'm doing is I'm cutting them right down the middle to make singles, if I don't destroy them in the process. But that's what we're working on. So we're gonna go ahead and get these tacked in and move on and get this knocked out. Just get it knocked out, that way we can set it on the lift, get it off these jack stands. Alright, so we got the floor all buttoned up so we can get this thing off jack stands. There's a bunch of Clecos holding them in. I don't want to permanently mount them just yet. But as you can see, nice and smooth all the way to the back. Yep, looking good. All right, so we got the floor done under here that we talked about, all the way in the back here. It's all held in with Clecos and all that good stuff. I'll drop a picture so y'all can check it out. I didn't video a bunch of the ribbon strip cutting in carbon. I showed y'all how I do it. I use aviation snips for the carbon. A lot of times I use my metal shear. And they're just Clecoed in. We've already been over welding and ribbon strips. I don't want to get too repetitive and bore y'all to death, so I kind of skipped a lot of that, but we got that done. So my next big thing is we're going to take it off the jack stands and take it off the jack stands and get set on the lift on its own wheels again. Then we can set the cab on it, because I'm still having a hard time figuring out with the firewall situation like we talked about. So I kind of need the cab on there so we can see what we got going on. And I did get my hardware for the head containment pads that I built. They fit nice. I have no complaints there. So we are making progress. We're making moves. This thing is badass. I don't know how else to put it. This thing, I feel like in my heart, is going to be one of the baddest first gen S10s. You know, all we got to do is prove it. All right, y'all. Hey, I appreciate everything. Appreciate all the likes. Subscribe. Drop me a comment. Let me know what's up. I appreciate every one of y'all. I read all the comments. I try and respond to all of them. Email, same thing. We might possibly try and get another little deal of hats. Not this one. With the Jagjagno built logo. So if y'all think y'all might want that, I only had 10 made last time, and way more people than I thought even wanted those. So I'm kind of gauging how many to do a little run for those of you that want to do it and help out in any kind of way. So, yep, we're gonna end off on that, and remember, keep trucking. Just do at least one thing a day. So we're past the thing of doing 2 bars a day. Now we're doing all kind of other stuff. So any progress is progress, guys. All right.